This is very important. Wang Hao will be the one receiving draw odds, and they're off. And this time we are seeing, is it going to be, oh, it's Queen's Gambit declined.
Catalan.
Again.
Catalan.
Give a check. Oh no, Bishop e7.
Wang Hao likes Bishop e7, very classical. He lost the game in the candidates to Anish in one of the main lines here with dc and a6. But Magnus has played all kinds of goofy moves here, like knight to a3, trying to mix it.
And speaking of mixing it, is on the board.
Yeah, Bishop d7. This line is supposed to be fine for black. Carlsen won a game against Anish in Vike, so he probably has pleasant memories. I think he played this move a4, and yeah, now queen c2 or something. Or bishop a3 first. Not supposed to be anything.
But Magnus makes it something, as always.
We'll see.
Queen c2 on the board.
Yeah, all of this was played against Anish, knight bd7. Looks like Wang Hao, even though it was during his retirement, saw that game and is not particularly surprised by Carlsen's choice. Knight bd7, rook c1. I think they're still following that game.
But when did the invites for Norway chess go out?
I'm not sure. You think?
I think
Might have been before Vike, so he started watching Vike, thinking, I might have to play these guys again.
Maybe. But I think most of the top players, they keep their connection with the top games.
Kind of kidding, I'm sure he followed.
Yeah.
I also wasn't sure, maybe we can ask him one day, what the story with his retirement was like. Because first of all, we've talked already about that. No one really retires. And sometimes out of the emotion after a bad tournament, people say, okay, I'm done with this stupid game. But they keep coming back.
They keep getting offered one more tournament. And they're like, all right then. And
One last tournament.
As always, like life has a way of kind of keeping you hooked. Well, chess has a way of keeping you hooked to the game.
I wonder if Wang Hao, after he got the call from Norway Chess, he told his family, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
That's a quote from a movie, but I don't know which one. I've heard it before.
Godfather 3.
Yeah.
Rook ed1. Magnus not in a hurry to regain this pawn.
Yeah. So Magnus feeling very comfortable there because they say that the secret life of a gambiter is to win back the material you sacrificed.
Carlsen also has playing with the piece trick. It seems like it's just what you do nowadays.
Yeah, it is the way to calm the nerves, apparently.
That's what I've always done wrong.
And Wang Hao, just under 5 minutes on the clock. And Wang Hao to make a decision. I mean, there's no immediate threat, so you can just
Go
c6.
c6. c6 is a little scary that this bishop has nowhere to go, but I guess the argument is if this bishop moves, he takes. If this knight moves, he takes the bishop.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need his bishop to have squares.
There's also kind of like knight e5 ideas on the board, as you highlighted.
Yeah, that looks like a normal move. I guess takes b5. But then
Yeah, b5 is always quite scary.
I guess he wants to take and play some position like this. But that's probably the best white can hope for in this line. He will eventually recapture as the center. Let's see if Magnus agrees. And if he lets go of that black bishop.
Yeah.
No.
What's happening? Magnus just thinking. Knight e5 looks very, very natural. Is there any other move to kind of play? Instead of capturing the bishop, I mean, e4 is a threat.
Knight d2 looks a bit passive, then yeah, b5 just comes. No, I think you gotta go knight e5,
Okay,
so you can meet b5 with taking on c6. He's done it. Black should probably not take, because now all of a sudden,
Yeah, no,
this bishop not having squares.
unless you can set up some kind of fantastic pawn chain, but you're not going to do that. You need to get...
Well, you could try, think even if you got all this against the two bishops,
It's not
white
enough.
has too much power, fire.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. So bishop takes bishop. We fully expect that to be played.
Wang Hao does have this b5 option, at least the computer seems to like it. It's just such a strange move to play, because you're allowing knight takes c6, takes. Now the point is b4, giving up the rook. Yeah, and yeah, he's taken
Yeah,
on g2, which looked much more human. Now it's too late for b5, because then knight c6.
But is it possible to go queen c7? Okay, so knight b6 as you predicted.
Yeah, he's played knight b6. Queen 7 was possible. White
Yeah, and then I
takes.
just wanted to go b5.
Ah, okay.
But
I
okay,
guess the
no,
knight
but
jumps around. Yeah.
the knight just gets into d6, and this is why you don't play b5.
Yeah, this is still fairly standard, but Magnus will be able to put a bit of pressure here if he gets his pawn to e4, stopping the other knight from doing anything active. He's taking a moment.
Yeah, it's. But it feels like this is not a nice position for Wang Hao.
No.
There's a lot of uncomfortable pressure. White has the center.
Yeah,
e4
e4
on the
played.
board. I think I probably would try to move my knight back to d7, knight f to d7, and
Yeah, that happened.
okay.
Now he's going to take on c4.
Yeah.
Maybe some pressure. Not unbearable, but combined with the extra time, still not a bad situation. I'm wondering if he's thinking about just going knight f3. Nobody takes the pawn. At
Queen
least.
takes. Okay, so Magnus no doubt has a fantastic position. I mean, but is there any chance for Wang Hao to set up some kind of defensive formation? Because
Yeah, I don't think he's in too much trouble.
so one thing I kind of wanted to do is maybe f5, but knight, they can't quite do it yet. Knight f.
Knight f6, I'm not sure, because
F3.
f3 is something white wanted anyway. Now this knight seems a bit stuck here.
Yeah, but white has such a nice plan of just putting a rook on b1 and putting the bishop on c5.
Yeah, bishop c5, the knight comes back to d7.
Seven,
No
okay.
damage is done yet. Let's see how Magnus handles it. Is queen b3 awkward now? Because if rook b8, there's an e5, winning the exchange, and yeah, he's played it. Ah, rook d7, bishop c1,
Bishop
shuffling the piece around.
Yeah, full board vision from Magnus. And
Does it achieve anything though? Like bishop f4, queen c8? Maybe you could target the a5 pawn later.
maybe just
c6.
go h6. I'm really stuck for a move, and I just.
No, h6 looks normal. Make a luft.
Yeah.
Stop bishop g5. Also make a move quickly.
Yeah, he has to. How much time does he have? He had just under 3 minutes on the clock. But the bishop, the thing is, the bishop is coming to f4 and then to e5, and again, questions will be asked to the knight on f6. And I just love the fact that the queen is on the Goldilocks third row. You know, she can switch to.
Oh, c5, he's trying to break free.
Oh,
That is risky. Bishop f4. Queen goes, d takes c, and the pawn might be dropping.
okay, but maybe this is a good practical idea. Because the
Yeah.
position did look quite horrible. Pawn takes pawn now.
He wasn't in the mood to wait passively for Magnus to improve his position. And it's always, it depends how the game ends, if you say. He should have waited passively, or great practical decision. Very hard to say.
Yeah, but it felt really, really unpleasant, especially with the clock ticking down at just under 2 minutes, and they are on move 24, so still away from the golden move, which is at 440, and he's gone for rook c1.
C1,
piling
he didn't
extra
take on
player.
c5, b6, okay. I guess sooner or later.
But I don't understand, why didn't he take on c5?
likes this even better. D takes C, if rook takes... So what, rook takes or queen takes? Maybe queen takes.
Yeah, and then maybe...
Still pressure, but not over yet. And yeah, DC on the board.
And it's looking great
Rook
for
takes.
the world champion, and now we're expecting queen takes rook to appear. No,
takes
rook
with the
takes
rook.
rook.
If queen takes C5.
You got bishop e3.
Ah, then he wants to go after these pawns. Yeah, that's on the
Okay.
board. Looks pretty good indeed. Queen C6. I like queen B5. Just
Fix
offering the end game, fixing
yeah,
these
fix
pawns.
the weakness, and good strategy.
Take them later.
Yeah, and
Yep,
look at
here he goes.
the black knight. The black knight is just
Yeah.
this out of play.
It's knight F6 I didn't like, because the knight can get stuck here. Now he has to fish for counter chances. But Magnus
Yeah, queen
seems very determined.
queen c2, rook d2.
3.
It's not going to be a repetition
F2.
today because the king steps forward to do its defensive duties, and queen takes pawn is going to be the move that Wang Hao has to meet. And also, there could be there's a threat of rook to b8. Can you get? No, you can't get flashy. Not yet.
No, it still work.
And Wang Hao just under a minute. How to break through.
I'd have to take a step back. Still really want to exchange queens. I think all the endgames with these fixed pawns are more or less winning, but Wang Hao is not going to go along. Queen d3, trying to scare him here. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that's a good move. If queen c6, then we keep chasing queen d6.
I like that idea. I'm not going to lie though, Jan. I was not drawn to queen d3. I was looking at moves like g4.
Oof.
Yeah. But I like your move better. Keep
Yeah,
control.
I'm not sure about the right version, but this queen on c3 is annoying. So queen b3 or queen d3. Queen d3 feels better.
And as the queen d3 is a Magnus type of move, he realizes that the endgame is great for white, winning because of the poor position of the black knight.
Yeah, the problems with queens on the king is a little too loose. So rook d6 or something. Queen c2, there's always some nagging counterplay. It's taking his time though.
Yeah, he has the time to take. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, queen d3 plate.
Yep, a nice, good, practical shot. Queen will probably step back to c6.
Yeah, I don't know if the endgames offer any hope now. He goes back c7,
C7.
c8, yes. Queen d6, I'm assuming. Oh no, he takes. Oh, tactics. Bishop takes. And if rook takes, queen d8.
Yeah.
So black
Good
has
old.
to play like h6, but then the queen side drops. Nice spot. Oh, sorry, it's not on board here. Bishop takes b6. The point being, if this gets taken, there are back rank issues.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of a disaster. So Wang Hao says, nope, not going to fall for that one today.
Queen b7. What's the point?
Wow.
Ah, bishop a5, queen a7. That's his
Hang on
trick.
a second. So Wang Hao has gone 11 seconds.
Oh,
He
that's move
has,
34.
it's
Gotta
34,
speed up
so
a
he's
little.
got 6. So 11 seconds to make 6 moves. Okay. Living on the edge, so queen d8 is going to be met by the knight retreat.
Yep, important now. There's nothing attacked here, so the knight can just step in.
Yep. And
Well, white can just move the bishop and be better.
it's a good thing to do. Maybe make a surprising move. Move the bishop to e3, keep the bishop close, and Because he's probably ready with, if you play bishop d4, he's probably ready with rook d8 or something like that.
I'm starting to learn about your strategy. If in time travel, shock them, and before they recover from the shock, they lost some time.
Exactly. Exactly. They won't expect that move.
Never.
No. And also, this is a kind of a good safety first move. And this is one thing I found sitting next to David Howell for over a year, that when you're feeling under the time pressure, you have to kind of curl up into a little ball, overprotect, and start making commitments when you've passed the time control limit, which is a move 40. And then you can think a little bit more with your lovely 1 second increment. So Magnus now coming to 1 minute on the clock. But okay.
That's also a good strategy, right?
Yes.
Make the opponent sit there and wait.
And queen d4 played, so that was a surprising
d4,
move.
h6, and bishop takes pawn. Now there's no longer any checks on a7.
Yeah.
Well done.
He's made it to move 36. He has 8 seconds for the remainder, so I'm predicting king to g2. Yep, covering the h1 square.
And Hao's going for a desperate counterattack. He's lost long term with the 2 missing pawns, of course. And Carlsen's trying to keep control.
And they've reached move 39. So Wang Hao's on 5 seconds.
Oh, but this is it. No, Carlsen's forcing the endgame. And the a pawns will queen. So the world champion wins his Armageddon game.